Hi everybody and welcome to the Mental Toughness and Body Show. My name is Rob Evans and I'm your weight loss coach, health strategist and internationally published author, helping take your life and your business, your health, fitness, mindset and body from where you are right now to where it is that you really want to be. And you have caught me in the mobile studio again. I'm on my way to hospital to go and see my daughter once again. She's doing okay. Thank you for the messages of support. Now, as I'm driving right now, I've just come out of it and I'm about to go back into it. I see another sign here of Roadworks. Right now, how often do you drive past Roadworks and you see so many people around on the side of the road for the Roadworks and they're not doing anything? They're just standing there. And this is a Sunday at the time of recording this, and I've driven past, I would say, a couple of kilometres of those cones or witches' hats or bollards, whatever you want to call them. They're orange in my country here with reflectors on them. And I passed about 4 trucks with probably about 6 to 8 people on one side of the road, similar on the other side of the road. No one's doing anything. And how often do you go past Roadworks and you don't see anyone doing anything? And you just make some flyaway statement like they do here and say, oh, it's just the council workers. Well, these aren't council workers, these are private contractors. But you think, how often do they set up things with giving the impression that work is going on, but there is actually no work going on? I might have you, I'm in a 40 zone right now, and there are people going past me doing 80 to 100. This is crazy. We're about to speed up again. No idea what is wrong with people, seriously, just because there's not much traffic, and we are still in lockdown here, so I don't know why there's so many cars. But anyway, the inspiration of the road workers not doing their work today has got me thinking about how often do you set yourself up where you look like you're doing work or look like you're working on a project, but you're not actually making any progress. Say, oh yeah, look, these road workers, yeah, we'll start in a minute. Or you start, yeah, look, I'll do that this morning, or I'll do that this afternoon, or I'll do it tomorrow, or I'll do it on Wednesday, or I'll do it on Friday. I'm busy this week, I'll do it over the weekend, or I'll start on Monday. Monday comes by, look, I'll start next week. Now, I think I'm an expert at this because I had done this for many years myself. And I like to feel like I've learnt a lot from making my own mistakes. And it's only through making those mistakes and getting frustrated with my lack of progress that has jolted me into action and doing things differently. And so I want to appeal to you today that if you have a project that has been hanging around for a while and it looks like you're doing some work on it, but you know that you're actually not. Maybe you've put up some things, some posts on social media, or you've said some things to some people to make it look like you're working on that next big thing, or you're making up stuff that you tell people about how it's going. Oh my goodness, the car has just undertaken me doing well over 100 in an 80 zone. My goodness, what is wrong with people? Have you ever come across somebody that has just completely made up a story about how good they are or what they're working on or how successful they are, when the reality is they're not that way at all, and all they're doing is saying stuff to make them feel good? Now, how often do you do that about yourself? How often have you said a little white lie perhaps about how well you're doing? Well, the biggest story for me is, oh gosh, it'd be 5 years ago probably now, that I said, do you know what, I want to get this book written. And at the time that I was writing it, it was called The Pursuit of Sexiness. I ended up changing the name to call Awaken the Sexy Within. But it was called the Pursuit of Sexiness. And I started writing it. And what I did was I came up with a front cover for the book as to what I thought might be appropriate for it. And I printed that off, and I declared to, my inner circle. I think I made a post on social media probably years ago and said, I'm writing a book. This is my plan to get it written over the next 12 months. Now, there was my first mistake, okay? Saying that it was in 12 months. Is it good to declare to the world that you want to aim for something big? Absolutely, because when you do that, it gives you that sense of accountability. But because I'd put it out so far, no one was going to hold me account to 12 months' time. If I had said, I'm going to write a book in 2 weeks and get it done, boom, hold me account to it, that would have been different. But when you say it's 12 months, people forget about it, as do you. And that's what happened to me. I found myself getting busier and busier, and I didn't have a clear plan of action as to when I was going to do the writing. And weeks went by and months went by, and I didn't work on it. And I said, oh, look, I'll start next month. Not tomorrow or next week or today or now. It was like, I'll start next month. Next month and come around, oh yeah, look, I'll start working on it every fortnight on the weekends when I don't have my children. And I started doing that, and I was chipping away at it. I'd written the first sort of chapter or so, and by the time I got to about 2.5 into the third chapter, and probably 9-12 months or more down the track, what I found was I just kept pushing the year out, and I made it 31 December. I think my first one was 2017, and then it was 31 December 2018. Again, do not make your deadlines on the last day of a month. Pick an unusual date. Say the 17th. Mine was the 16th of August. I think it was 2019. That was my date to get it done. Maybe it was 2018. I can't remember now, because once I went to the publisher, I had to wait like 12 months for it to be printed. But my point is, I wasn't precise enough, and I pushed the date out so far that not sticking to a consistent timeline really wasn't important, because I kept telling myself, well, if I don't do it now, I've got the last 6 months of the year to do it. I've got the last 5 months of the year to do it. I've got the last 4 months of the year to do it. I've got the last 3 months of the year to do it. Holy crap, I don't have enough time to do it. Let's just push it out by a year, take the pressure off. And then guess what? I continued not to work on it. But I put up these, I guess, indicators that I was writing a book. And people had asked me from time to time, I said, yeah, I'm writing it at the moment. I'm up to about chapter 3. And if somebody asked me in 6 months' time, I'd say, yeah, I'm writing it at the moment. I wouldn't say I was still up to chapter 3. It got to the point where I realised that at my current rate of writing, it was going to take me probably 5 years to get it done, and I wouldn't be excited about it. I decided to make a change. One morning, it was the 1st of June, I woke up, I was laying in bed, and don't ask me why, but I just said, I'm going to write this in 10 weeks, or 12 weeks, I think it was. And that was going to make it, this date, June, July, all of August. It was a date in August, so maybe it was 10 weeks. It was like the 16th of August, I think. And I said, boom, that's where I'm going to get it done. I didn't know how, but I was committed to just getting it done, because I said, I'm sick and tired of telling people that I'm writing a book. Write the damn thing. Get it done. And in that process, I decided that I was going through a really tough time. My dad had passed away. All the travel and stress and everything, I was looking after him and finalising his estate and everything. I ended up going to Bali, and my objective in Bali was to relax and recover, because I was a little bit worn out, but also to write. And I ended up writing pretty much the rest of the book when I was in Bali. At least I think I wrote what did I write? I think I'd written 3 chapters before I went, and I wrote another 6 chapters, and then mapped out what the last, sort of chapter was going to look like. And I had a few gaps, so there was a whole bunch of accountability tools that I wanted to put in there. I couldn't do that till I got back to Australia, but that was how I was approaching it. And I didn't meet the deadline because as I was going through the writing process, I realised that I needed to make it bigger, including more volume of content, because I thought it wasn't giving the real me and the way that I teach. So I decided to change it. And so it took me an extra couple of weeks, but I got it done. And so today I want to ask you, do you have a project like that where you're just letting it hang around and you look like doing it, but you're not actually dedicated to do it? And maybe it's about your health and your wellness. Maybe it's about your business. Maybe it's about having some really tough discussions within your intimate relationship about things that you know you need to change about you, and maybe that you need to change in the relationship so that you can get better outcomes throughout your whole life. Maybe it's financially. I mean, we're in a financial crisis for a lot of people right now, being shut down for 7 days, and it's most likely that I think we'll be shut down for at least 14 plus days. But we'll see. And so a lot of people are under financial pressure. Now, how many people just live day to day and don't have a plan? And we came out of COVID and many people were absolutely thriving financially, especially if they run businesses, and the demand in services and people wanting more and more to support local business. And yet, so many people tell me, I have no income. I was like, but were you squirreling away your nuts? Were you saving? Have you done something to dramatically change the way that you live? I mean, so many business owners here, we have something called superannuation. I don't know whether you have it over your side of the world, but a superannuation it's called, and basically it's a percentage of your wage. If you work for an employer, then they have to save a certain percent. So for us here, it's 9.5% of whatever you earn, your employer puts away in superannuation. It's about to go up to 10%. Now, so many business owners do not do that for themselves. It's like, you're crazy. I mean, there's a lot of tax concessions that people get for investing in a superannuation fund. You can't touch it until your special circumstances like COVID, they've allowed you to access some of it. But basically 55, I think, is the earliest, and then it's 60, 65 before you can access it. So many people don't do it. So maybe that's something for you, where you know you need to be doing more. I know during the first and second lockdowns, that was something that I really focused on. Saving more, investing more in an environment where the stock market had really bottomed out, and what a great opportunity to invest. Maybe you need to pick up your socks a little bit, pull your socks up, and find a greater meaning for you, and find a greater purpose in finishing that unfinished project. Stop just pretending that you're working hard and you're working on something when you know the truth yourself is that, well, actually, I'm not really working on it. I tell people that I'm working on it, but I'm not actually working on it. But if I keep telling people I'm working on it, at least they'll think that I'm better than I actually am. But you know the truth. So let's just let the results speak for themselves. Do the work, get it done, and celebrate the success after that. If you want to connect with me, you can. Go to thementaltoughnessandbodyshow.com, opt in for your free consultation. Let's connect. Let's make 2021 your best year yet. See you tomorrow.